Do you ever feel weary and exhausted, tired mentally or physically, and you think you just can't do anymore? Well, there is a source of strength for all of us who are Christians, and we find our strength in God. We may feel completely empty. We may feel that there's nothing more that we can do. We're without strength, without the ability to carry on. And sometimes that happens at a moment's notice, and sometimes it happens over time. But there is a source for our strength. And where we see nothing and feel nothing, God can insert His strength into that situation. So I want to read to you two passages. The first is from Isaiah, the 40th chapter, and starting with the 28th verse. And he says, "Have you not known? Have you not heard that the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, faints not, neither is he weary? There is no searching of his understanding. He gives power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increases strength. Even the youths will faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fail. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, and they shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." You know, I had an opportunity a week or so ago. I came home from work and I was very tired. I felt like I just wanted to sit down and do nothing else, but I knew there was something I needed to do. It was 2 hours of manual labor that would be tiring. And I prayed to God to give me the strength to do that because the timing was right to do that project. And I just didn't feel like it, but I knew it was the best time for it to be done. And I prayed, God, give me the strength for this because I just don't think I have any. So I ate and I prepared the materials for the job. And then I started performing the job. And 2 hours later, when I was finished, I still felt like I had more strength than when I came home from work. I felt fine. And I prayed and I thanked God for that strength to carry me through that time. I think all it takes is us to acknowledge God in times of weakness, when we need Him, when we need to look upon Him for our strength. And that's just a small example. There are many other things that are much more urgent than that, or much more exhausting mentally or physically than something like that. But even in the small things, if we can look to God for our strength. I'd like to read you another passage, this one from the New Testament. And this is in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 8 to 10. And this is Paul talking. And he said, "For this thing I besought the Lord 3 times, that it might depart from me." He had a problem physically that was bothering him, and he asked God 3 times to take it away from him. And God said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness." So Paul says, "Most gladly, therefore, I would rather glory in my infirmities than the power of Christ, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore I take pleasure in infirmities and reproaches, in necessities and persecutions and in distress, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong." In all things, God gives us strength to do whatever He wants us to accomplish. If we will focus ourselves on Him and His direction, He will replenish us with the strength necessary to do the job. And so I ask you today to look to God for your strength. And don't necessarily ask Him to give you strength to do things you want to do that are outside His will, but seek His direction, and He will not fail you to give you whatever you need to do His will. Thank you. Amen.